What's up, everybody? Tom Pelissero here outside the Vikings Winter Park headquarters on the first day of open OTAs, open to the media, that is. Just a few quick notes here at the end of the day. Number one, let's just get this out of the way. Brett Favre is going to take his time. There's not going to be an answer anytime soon. I thought Tavares Jackson said something interesting and probably pretty telling when he was interviewed after practice, and that was that everybody's on the same page on this. I think he meant media members as well as players, that the people in the locker room think Favre is going to be coming back just as much as people around the NFL do and just as much as media members do. Don't expect anything to really come out, and I fully expect that at some point over this next month here, we're going to hear a report that Favre probably is not coming back. I still have every expectation he will be back in mid-August. We did get a chance to see a lot of the rookies on the field today. All the draft picks except Toby Gerhart, who's still in his class is still in session down at Stanford, were on the field. The really tough thing to analyze any of this, number one, the fact that 30 players were not on the field who were on the roster, and that includes most of the veterans. All the starters except for safeties, Madu Williams and Tyrell Johnson, were not in attendance today. And on top of that, they're putting in installs. They're just going through the offense, the defense. They're teaching a lot of young players. And these guys, more than anything, are going through the process of going through the plays. They're not necessarily operating at peak physical capacity. That's why you're not going to read a bunch of talk from me about, this guy is doing well, this guy looks great. You simply can't tell anything at this time of year, not to mention the fact that we only get to see one out of every 4 practices during the course of the week. We have a story coming up soon at 1500ESPN.com as well about Chris Cook. He has been working at cornerback exclusively so far. There's a lot of people who think that maybe safety is his long-term destination, but right now the Vikings are looking at him to be in that press corner role and probably end up, my sense, is in a competition with Lito Shepherd, although Lito Shepherd, the veteran, at this point has the upper hand. It all depends how quickly Cook comes along to take that starting job opposite Antoine Winfield. What about Cedric Griffin, you ask? I did see him work out last month. We got to see a little bit of the Vikings strength and conditioning program, but by the time training camp opens, Cedric Griffin will only be about 6 months removed from ACL surgery. A lot of teams try to hold guys back all the way through their 9 months removed from ACL surgery, and that timeline puts them halfway through the regular season. I think it's going to end up being Shepherd and Cook potentially rising into the picture at the starting cornerback job opposite Winfield. I'll be here regularly once a week, I assume, through OTAs. And of course, the mini camp is June 11th through 13th before we come back with training camp beginning the last week of July. See ya.